There's undoubtedly an enduring appeal to Francis Ford Coppola's 1972 The Godfather. While it has to be admitted that the film is a riveting piece of storytelling with great acting, plenty of suspense and a touch of horror, I believe that much of its appeal to this day is because of its idealization of power and complex examination of masculinity. In the world of The Godfather, power and masculinity is closely intertwined. This is exemplified not only by the male characters' interactions with each other, but also the rigid separation between men and women. One of the most powerful characters we meet in The Godfather is Vito Corleone. Though Vito is not the main protagonist of this film, many audience members still idolize his character. This is not only a result of Marlon Brando's brilliant performance, but because of what his character represents. Vito Corleone is the personification of what it means to be the ideal man. He is the gold standard of how a man should be and act. He is a powerful leader.
Why do you come to me? Why do I deserve this generosity?
A man that others go to for help, and a man that has the ability to do favors for others.
But until that day, accept this justice as a gift on my daughter's wedding day.
He is a teacher, correcting and telling other men how to behave and be a better man.
What's the matter with you? I think your brain is going soft from all that comedy you're playing with that young girl. Never tell anybody outside the family what you're thinking again.
And he is also a provider and protector to both his friends and family. Vito is a man in this film that is highly respected because of his power, and that's what I believe makes him so engaging. As human beings, what we all want is to be respected. This is why we, as audience members, idealize his character and consequently the power that Vito Corleone has. Vito conveys his power not only through his actions in this film, but through his speech and body language. Vito has the capabilities to act violently, which exhibits fear to other men. His speech is slow, assertive, and resolute, which suggests his self-confidence. It has been said and paraphrased by many writers that the loudest man in the room is the weakest man in the room and has the most to prove. Vito is softly spoken because he is a man that has nothing to prove. He lets his results and actions do the talking for him. His control over his movement is also impeccable. He uses his body in only the most understated of ways to convey a sense of omnipotent authority over other men. A clear example of this is his use of gesturing and touch. Vito's gesturing is often accompanied by a command. Face touching in The Godfather and the kissing of hands is also used to show dominance and submission. Vito's own face touching of others demonstrates his control over other men, while other men kissing his hand is a sign of their obedience. After Vito is wounded and Sonny dies, Vito passes his power on to his younger son Michael Corleone. Despite being a war hero, at the beginning of the film, Michael isn't a powerful man. In fact, he is treated much like the women in this world. He doesn't bear any responsibilities and is left completely out of the family business. When coming up with an idea to avenge his father, Michael's masculinity and in turn his ability to lead is called into questions by other members of the family. The way in which Michael is perceived only reaches a turning point when he is forced to kill for his family. After killing Sollozzo and McCluskey, Michael becomes a made man, as he proves he has the balls to risk it all. After the Sollozzo killing, Michael ends up in Sicily, where he utilizes his family's power to court Apollonia. When Michael talks to Apollonia's father, he hints at himself being a powerful figure, and in doing so, gets her father to agree to allow him to see her. Upon his return to the United States, he quickly patches a relationship with Kay in order to start a family. In his first conversation with Kay once returning, he suggests they have children and start a family together. It has already been mentioned earlier in the film by Vito that a man isn't a man unless he spends time with his family. Having a family is important to Michael. Not only will it give him a potential successor to the family business, but it also suggests maturity in someone that is responsible. Being a family man sheds his perceived image at the start of the film, which is someone that bears no responsibility. It should be noted that when Michael becomes the new head of the family, his leadership is once again called into question. It is not until he orders the killings of the heads of the 5 families that he shows his capabilities, as he once again kills to protect his family. Michael already has the mind of his father, both tactical and ruthless. Unlike Sonny, Michael isn't emotional and impulsive, and unlike Tom Hagen, he is someone that is willing to take action. In terms of his speech and body language, Michael becomes more like Vito as the film progresses. Like Vito, he also becomes a teacher, telling Fredo and others around him how to behave. His speech becomes more assertive, and his use of gesturing and touch greatly increases. Michael's confrontation with Carlo is the perfect example of his resemblance to Vito. This scene is used to mirror Vito's scene with Bonacera at the beginning of the film, as we have a man that is in trouble and their fate, their justice is in the hands of the Don. Michael's reaction to Carlo's confession is also interesting to note. He first emasculates Carlo by watching him sulk, and as Vito puts to Johnny Fontane at the beginning of the film, real men don't cry. Men should act like men, and not like Hollywood Finucci's that cry like women. Michael then takes him out of the family business, shutting him out just like the women in this world. Only after emasculating him, watching him squirm, only then he decides to kill him. In the final scene with Michael, Kay asks whether he ordered the killings, in which Michael responds, no. Kay is kept out of the family business and is relieved of any responsibilities, reinforcing the roles of men and women in this world. This is the patriarchal culture of the mafia. Men hold the power and women do not. Men in this film are in a separate battleground to fight for power. Women are their subordinates. The Godfather Part 1 serves to show the power of Vito Corleone and the transference of power onto Michael Corleone. We are shown in Part 1 how similar Michael and Vito are, as we are made to believe that Michael is a worthy successor to Vito and is therefore equally as powerful. In this film, both Vito and Michael are ruthless figures, but are redeemed by the fact they subscribe to a strict moral code, which is loyalty to their friends and family. I believe this is what makes us as an audience idolize these characters. Throughout the film, we watch the exchange and display of power, but all these actions are done ultimately for the benefit of the family. We are drawn into this noble cause as we witness a man going from no power to having all the power. We wish to emulate aspects of these characters' actions so that we, like Vito and Michael Corleone, can also one day become powerful and respected. Hey guys, thank you for watching. This is my first time attempting to make a video like this, so please mind my editing. The Godfather is one of my favourite movies of all time, and I thought I would start with an analysis of it. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll be posting more videos like this very soon. Take care.
What the hell is this?
That's a Sicilian message. It means Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.